Sorry everyone, good evening. I've just realized my microphone has been muted. Snap in the face moment. So sorry about that. I'll start over again. So this is the Sim Experience 2023 Alwin Radical Cup coming to you live from Imola. This is round 5 of our 8-round championship. I'll go through it as quick as I can since I'm now repeating myself. This is our schedule, well it's not the correct one, so we're actually at Imola tonight. Next week will be at Barcelona, then round 7 from Mugello, and round 8 will be from Zwartkops. And the car we'll be driving tonight is the Radical SR3 1300cc motor, roughly 195 brake horsepower, 320 Nm of torque. In a package it is only 620 kilograms, so great power to weight ratio. So the drivers are now heading out onto track for qualifying. I'm going to just jump over there just to let you know that we are now live. The 20-minute qualifying session has begun. The drivers will now have a 20-minute qualifying session, followed by two 20-minute races. The second race will be a top 10 reverse grid, so whoever finishes in the top 10 will be in the reverse grid in opposite order. And I am your commentator Dennis Mitchell, and tonight we'll have Julian Brains joining us from inside the cockpit, so we'll get a unique perspective on commentary from live on track. So while we're also just looking at some of this happening, I am going to just try and get us a different point of view so we can see some of the drivers perhaps on their laps. Unfortunately, some of the cameras have got themselves a bit confused, or the cars, because we have new drivers tonight, so we have more than our regular drivers, so the field should be a bit more full than what it was last week. But as a result, the drivers that have joined have now ended up taking over the cars of other drivers. So unfortunately there are two drivers that I've spotted that have the incorrect cars. One of them is Peter Caldenes. He's actually driving in the safety car, which is my car as a commentator, and the second piece is as well for the other view that you're currently watching. And then Julian is actually in a car which is, I believe, Harvey's car. So unfortunately that's a bit of a bummer, but we'll just have to go with it for now. Alright, so we also have Wilro Dippenaar with us tonight. So Wilro, of course, is the brother of Yandre Dippenaar. He's been threatening to join us a bit more and then couldn't, and anyway, he's here tonight, himself and Adria now, so I'm sure the two of them are going to be fighting it hard at the front with Shaun Clarke. So good to have them joining us tonight. So the times haven't yet popped up on screen. As the times come in, we will see the leaderboard pop up and be populated. But in the meantime, we'll just have to go with it and wait till it does pop up. While we're waiting for that to happen, perhaps we can, I'm going to see if I can find, let's see if we can find Julian, and perhaps we can go live to Julian once we can find his car. I believe I have, so I'm going to transition over to Julian now. Hopefully Julian doesn't make any mistakes. But at the moment we are on board with Julian. Julian, good evening.
How's it, guys? How are you?
I'm sure everyone is good. Julian,
well, yeah, how are you, Dennis?
I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic. As you can see here, I'm struggling to put my first hot lap in. I've already made a track cut. So, and I'm not looking good on the time. I'm not quite on pace here with these guys. And I must say this car is an assault to drive. I've had to turn the force feedback all the way down to 60%. Just to soften it up for me, because driving this like this for 20 minutes is like, it's intense.
While you're driving, I'm actually going to get the lap times up so we can see how you're doing. Our viewers might not know, but you can actually head over to simexperiencesa.ddns.net semicolon 8772, and you can actually see the live timings there. So those of you who would like to see exactly what's happening, you are able to do so, which is what I'm trying to do at the moment, so I can actually see how you're doing. So at the moment you've done green in all sectors. I guess that's your first lap of 49.565.
with my second flyer now. I don't seem to be having as good a start as I had on the first one, so hopefully I can just put it together somewhere else in the lab. But it's not going too well.
A little bit of pressure, everyone watching at the moment, but you're not doing too bad. Of course, setups are open on these cars, so the drivers are, as far as I remember.
I haven't actually done much of a setup. I've just taken my fuel down. I've actually taken my aero back all the way down, so I don't have any aero helping me through the high-speed corners, which there aren't actually too many of, or too many that I need that aero for. I think this is going to give me a little bit of an advantage down the stairs.
We also have a few more drivers tonight, as I mentioned, so we have 13 drivers currently on the server, apart from myself and my spare login. So the two camera cars are the only two that aren't driving at the moment, so 13 drivers, which is much better from last week's 7, 8 or 9, depending on which session you were in. Nice to have some drivers back. With Adrian now currently topping the times at the moment on a 146.918 and Wilbur Dippenaar on a 47.014, so extremely close between them, 0.096 between the two of them. Then Jean de Toy in third place on a 47.6. Andre Dippenaar in 5th place, Shaun Clarke in 5th, Shaun Clarke of course being our championship leader. So not having the pace right now, I'm sure we'll see him come good. Richard Cilliers is here in tonight in 6th place, but we also have Richard's brother joining us tonight, JP Cilliers, and he's currently in 10th place. And behind Richard at the moment we have Peter Geldernes, then we have Julian, then Andre Hildebrandt, then JP Cilliers, then Richard Rian van der Westhuizen, and then Peter Murray, Rudy van der Westhuizen, and it looks like Peter Murray just jumped up to 10th place. The times are changing pretty fast. I'm going to jump to another camera shot at the moment so we can see everyone else. So sorry Julian, I'm going to kick you out for now.
No worries. No worries.
We will catch you shortly.
I'm focusing.
Alright, so that is Julian now muted for now. We will have more commentary from Julian as the race progresses. So at the moment we're watching Rian van der Westhuizen going up the hill. He'll turn left in a moment. Fantastic corner, I believe in these cars he's in 3rd gear. I stand corrected though. He runs slightly wide off track there. Down the hill, take enough curb. Not run too much curb, but that looks pretty decent so far. Rian is one of the drivers that's actually been quite competitive in these cars, but hasn't had the time to practice like he needs to. For the previous round he didn't have time to practice, and it showed in his times. He was near the back, whereas he's been near the front time wise. And tonight he's kind of near the back again, so I'm thinking he's probably not had the time to practice. I know he was complaining about not having the time to practice to me yesterday, so between yesterday and today I'm not sure if he's had a chance to drive. But we'll see if he gets a time in. At the moment his time is right down in 12th place, and it's not a very representative time, so I know he's not 5 seconds off the pace, so we'll see how that goes. As we now jump to JP Cilliers, who's also driving in one of the safety cars. He's not a safety car, but he's in the safety car livery. We now see Wilbur Dippenaar. Can Wilbur improve? Well, he's just done the fastest first sector of anybody on a 30.142. So in the second sector, coming up to the chicane now. Probably the hardest part of the track, getting the car to stop and then get going enough without losing too much time over the curbs. He's just done the fastest middle sector as well, of a 47.38. So this could be a really, really fast time. Let's see if he can also dip into the 46s. At this rate he's going to dip much lower than just a 46.9. I'll probably go 46.8, possibly 46.7 even. Let's see how his final sector plays out. About to come across the line. And does Wilbur go pole? He does indeed go provisional pole on a 46.764. And just behind us, Adrian Nell's actually also just improved. Oh, sorry, he hasn't. I was looking at that wrong. He actually did a 47.7, not a 46.7. I thought he just done a fraction slow, but nope, he was a second down. As we see Andre Dippenaar, is Andre going to improve? Personal best in the middle sector, but personal best in the final sector, but he does not improve. Well, doesn't improve his position. Alright, Richard Cilliers is coming across the line. He's still in 6th place. Will he improve? He stays 6th, but he did improve his time up to a 48.270. Only driver in the pits right now, or actually 2 drivers in the pits right now, is Julian and Rudy van der Westhuizen. All the other drivers are on track at the moment. As I say, that Adrianel is also pitted. Looks like he had a red first sector, which means there was a off-track or a incident. So Peter Murray looks like he's catching up to someone, as we see Rian van der Westhuizen now. And a few drivers that actually has a helmet and suit and everything designed. Once Rian designs most of the drivers' skins. Right, so Rian has improved slightly. He's up to 10th place now. So he went from being 5 seconds off to now 2 seconds off, so that's a much better time. Although, sorry, that's 2 seconds off the car ahead by the looks of things. No, it is 2 seconds. I'm not sure why it's saying. Anyway, it's confusing me. Its math is not adding up. It's saying the gap is 2.1 seconds, yet he's on a 51, the lead is on a 46, so that doesn't make sense. Anyway, maybe I need reading glasses. But for now, we are watching Peter Murray, currently in 11th place. Peter also not had much time to practice, so we'll see how that unfolds. Usually the guys that haven't had time to practice, you see the lap times just progressively get faster and faster as the practice goes on or as the qualifying goes on, and then as it comes race, usually by race 2 they're now competitive, so they sometimes have a very good race 2 as a result, because they start at the back, or they start in race 1 not so good, then the reverse grid, they make it there, then they sometimes end near the front, and then they can actually have a pretty good race. A bit of a slide in there. Ooh, but too much of a slide, and that will be the end of that lap. There's a lot of time lost there, probably 4 tenths or so. We'll see as he comes across the line how much time he might have lost. No, we can't see, it's not showing it because I think he's still in that same sector. We're Dipno having an incident at the moment. So, JP Cilliers, personal best first sector, 31.471. Average middle sector, let's see how his final sector compares and if he can put in a better time. He does improve, he made up I think 2 tenths on his personal best, but he did not improve his position. So starting to get better and faster. JP of course is new to this, so joining us. Good to have you JP, thank you for joining us. So, lots of drivers. We have a predominantly Namibian field tonight. We have probably only a handful of South Africans and then the rest Namibians. So, from South Africa we have, oh, let's see, Wilro Dippenaar is from Namibia. Adrianel, Namibia. Jean de Toy is South African. Yandre Dippenaar, Namibian. Shaun Clarke, South African. Peter Calvin, South African. Richard Cilliers is Namibian. Julian is South African, Andre South African, Rian South African, Peter is Namibian, JP is Namibian, Rudy is Namibian, and that's that. So it's pretty much a 50-50 split by the looks of things. I think I've got those all right. Hopefully we don't have any issues with Richard. I see his ping is quite high at the moment on 250 and his brother on 190, so I'm not sure if they're driving on the same connection, that's maybe why. As long as I don't see any issues, then it should be fine. So Wilro Dippenaar is currently still in provisional pole on the 46.764. Adrianel 0.154 behind, and Jean de Toy in 3rd place, 0.736 behind. Perhaps we can get another shot of, let's see, maybe we can jump to, oh, well, I'm just thinking of who I can jump to. Perhaps we can jump back to Julian for now, and then we can get another catch up with Julian. So Julian has unfortunately jumped out of the other room, so I'm going to just unmute him and say welcome back Julian.
How's it guys? I was just thinking to myself, it's such a different experience being out here on track versus being in the community, because you know it's just so chill there, and when you're out here on track, this car is just a menace to drive. You really have to slam on the brakes, you really have to just drive it on the edge all the time is where it wants to be. And it's quite a vulnerable place to be in for this car. As I'm going around now for my third attempt, or fourth I should say, attempt at a flyer, and just managed to keep it in there. Still looking good on the Delta. Still looking like we can beat our last time.
Let's see what your time reflects. So at the moment you did not have a personal best first sector with a 31.101.
I'm in the wheelhouse, so I can just put this last section together, which is actually my most challenging sector of the track.
Where you are now is probably my favorite part of the track. I really enjoy that part of the track. I dislike the chicane that you're coming up to. You've got a bit sideways there.
Did I get a track cut there now?
It's not showing that you've finished the sector yet, so if it goes red then yes, but no you didn't. You're orange. So your lap is still valid according to the timings.
Unfortunately I'm off the pace though, but I'm quite happy with my qualifying so far. P8, not unhappy with that.
Yeah, mid-pack, that should be quite a nice fight for you.
Yeah, all my favorite buddies around there. Peter Chaldenes, Peter Murray.
While we're watching you, just checking on the YouTube channel, so good to see Caroline Yost there saying good evening to everyone and good luck to PZN, and Basil from Rain saying go Wolves, go Jans, so that's Andre. JB Sim Racing, that's of course Jason, so good to have Jason saying no audio. And saying that Julian's voice is a bit soft and the car volume is a bit loud. Okay, well I actually did drop your voice because you were quite loud to me. But maybe that's fine, I can just increase it again.
So maybe I sound a bit better now, I don't know guys. But I'm like not on top of my mic because I'm actually in the jig.
It's fine, I have increased your volume now.
I might say the other thing is, you know, we're racing this same track on a different simulator in a different series. And the chicane is so different here. You can actually take advantage of the curbs here, and I'm so scared to do it because of what's happening to us in R Factor with the BMW.
Alright, so we have only 2.5 minutes left to go, so I'm going to leave you there for now, Julian. We'll come back to you live in the race. So I'm just going to meet you again, and I will chat to you just now. Alright, so Julian is now silent again. We're on our own. Julian can focus hopefully on his driving without us interfering. So we're currently looking at Rian van der Vestes, and hopefully our volume levels are a bit better now. I did change them now. I've increased Julian's volume a little bit. The main PC sound, I will drop that just ever so slightly as per the YouTube recommendations. So hopefully sounds are all good now. If we can have any feedback, that would be great. So just under 2 minutes left to go. We have Wilbur Dippenaar still in provisional pole. Adrian now is on a fight at the moment with a personal overall fastest sector 1 of a 30.094. So that could be good. I'm not sure why the camera hasn't jumped to him yet. Perhaps I can go and find him in our other machine, and we can actually see what's happening. Perhaps actually jump to a onboard shot. So he's at the fastest first sector, a orange middle sector, which isn't too bad. So possibly he can still improve. He's got about a 10.5 to try and catch on Wilro. He's certainly pushing hard. Nice amount of track there, just on the limit of the track. Nice and smooth the way to hold it, a little bit loose on the exit there. Let's see as he comes across the line how it pans out. So will he improve? He will not improve. He actually did manage to get a 46.9 or 46.958, but his personal best is a 46.918. So a fraction slower. And I think that was that middle sector where he just lost a little bit of time then, and the exit on the final sector as well. A little bit of a slide there for Janda, and then into the wall. Car getting sideways on him. He tries to correct it as the time now runs out. So the drivers on laps at the moment. They'll be able to finish their laps. And let's see, we have Shaun Clarke currently in only 5th place. And Shaun has a red middle sector, so this time is not going to count. Unfortunately for Shaun, what he's got is as good as it's going to get. Peter behind him, Peter Geldenes has just done a red first sector, so he won't be able to challenge. Drivers that can possibly challenge, the only one at the moment is, well, only 2 is, in fact, none. Everyone has pitted. Everyone had pitted at the last moment there. So let's jump to an ad break and we will be back as soon as the drivers are on the grid. So until then, we'll see you shortly. Right, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to, if we can do this correctly this time, welcome back to the Sim Experience 2023 Alwin Radical Cup. Round 5 coming to you live from Imola. I'm your commentator Dennis Mitchell, and I'll be joined for partial commentary tonight by Julian Brains, commentating live from the cockpit tonight. Deciding to jump in and have a bit of fun, make up a bit more numbers as well as just getting a bit more action. Let's see if I have the schedule. I have the schedule wrong here as well, so unfortunately that's wrong. We are of course round 5 from Imola, then it's round 6 from Barcelona, then Mugello, and then Zwartkops. We're about to go live. As we're seeing all the drivers. And we're away. Hopefully there'll be a clean start. Looks like Yonder Dipino having a slow getaway there. I'm not too sure what's happening. Looks like Walro's had a really good start. Basil tucked up right behind him there. Right, going into turn 1. Do we have a clean turn 1? So far it looks like everyone's got through unscathed. But turn 2 is a different story. Someone's spinning out in turn 2. And that looks like another... That might be Yonder Dipino. And I believe that might be JP Cilliers that's had a problem. So I think Yonder Dipino's maybe had a mechanical issue. When he drives back like that, that often means he's had a problem with his headset, so possibly something there has gone wrong. I believe it is Yonder Dipino that had the off at the start. So JP De Villiers, sorry, I keep saying De Villiers, JP Cilliers, or Cillier, currently in 10th place, right behind Rian van der Westhuizen, and so we can jump to that in a moment. We're seeing both views of it. While that's happening, I can just get some other things up in the background. But hopefully then we can just jump to everything the way I want it to be. So lots of action happening. Andre Hildebrandt unfortunately dropping down, Peter Murray dropping down. But Wilro Dipino are still having a solid start. Audra Nels tapped right in behind him there. 0.3 as you see, right in the slipstream there now. Going to push Wilro, I'm sure, right to the end of this race, because Wilro is very, very fast in the Assetto Corsa. So two of them definitely going to be pushing each other along. So Andre Dipino is in the pits, as is Peter Murray. I'm not sure why they're in the pits. Maybe it's for damage. It could also be for a penalty, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to maybe just have a squiz on one of the other shots and just see. So while we're watching some of the other drivers, I'm just scrolling through the drivers and seeing who's in the pits, who isn't. So Yonder is not in the pits. He's actually out of the pits, so I believe he just had a pit stop. You see someone else is on the grass there. Looked like it was a white car, so it could have been JP there, but I'm not too sure. So at the moment, Audra Nell's gap is actually growing. So Wilro is actually pulling a bit of the pin on him at the moment, almost 7/10, so it's now just gone under, back to 7/10. Alright, so maybe what we can do is have a look at the two of them. We can maybe look back from Wilro. I'll look at the other drivers. So bottom left we're looking at our other drivers. So at the moment we're currently looking at John Dutoy. And top right we're looking back at, well, from Wilro at Adrian now. So we can see the gap there and how that's progressing at the moment. It's coming down ever so slightly. It was up to 7/10, now to 6 and a bit, now it's down to 5. Now it's almost back up to 6, so fluctuating quite a bit. Coming pretty heavy over the curb there. Probably lost a bit of time on the exit. Alright, so at the moment Richard Cillier sitting nicely in 8th place. If you can transition back to that. We'll come back to the leaders in a moment. So Rian van der Westhuizen is currently in 5th place. His time just shone there as it crossed the line with purple, so I think he's a personal best. then Jean de Toy, then Yandre Dippenaar, then Richard Cilliers. And then it's saying Rian van der Westhuizen again, so I'm not too sure if we have two Rian van der Westhuizens in the race or not. That is very confusing. I'm pretty sure we don't. If I look at the live timings, what is it saying? In 5th place is Rian van der Westhuizen, it's Rudy van der Westhuizen in 9th. Apologies for that. Getting a little bit confused by the two van der Westhuizens there. Both of them are van der Westhuizen. Thankfully that doesn't happen very often. So Yandre Dippenaar currently in 7th place, which would put him in 3rd place for race 2 if he were to finish there. Fortunately, he had a bit of an issue at the start, but he's thankfully carried on, and he's still not too far behind. He's at least in a battle there with Jean de Toy. So the gap with Wilro is now grown to 1.7 from Adrian now. So Adrian is actually going to maybe come under threat from Shaun Clarke at this time, because Shaun is 4.1 behind. So the gap between Shaun and Wilro is extending slightly, but I think the gap between Shaun and Adrian is actually closed slightly. So that's something else to keep an eye on. So 47, 48, 49. Okay, so the gaps are all extending, and then so in 4th place we have Julian at the moment. So maybe that's a driver we can jump to, since we have live commentary with Julian. Let's see if we can find Julian and then speak to him, and hopefully we don't give him the commentator's curse and take him out. But let's see if we can get an on board with him, if I can find him, which I believe is this car. Right, so we will now get the right shot so that we can see what we are doing. I will then transition to it. Alright, we are now driving live with Julian. Let's see if we can get Julian's commentary here. So we're currently live with Julian. Julian, we're live on board with you. We're in 4th place.
Yes, man, what a lucky start I got there. I'm not sure. I think a couple of guys must have had some issues with connection, because guys were jamming into each other, which was unlike them. So yeah, I think it must be connection issues that guys were having, and some guys got taken out, and I luckily made my way through. So good start. A couple of unlucky guys coming short there first lap, and I've managed to pick up positions, and I seem to be pulling away from here. So I'm quite comfortable here. I can't catch the guys ahead of me. The lap times about
Thinking a bit too soon there about being comfortable as you get so sideways.
yeah. No, but Shaun's pulling away from me. I mean, I was right behind him, and he's already got 7 seconds on me, and there's nothing I can do to counteract that, except just try and stay as consistent as possible and see if I can hold on to this 4th position. I see John there, had to go to pits, even though he was still pretty fast after the accident, so I don't know how much damage he actually had, or if it was just in his head that he needed to go to the pits, because he was catching me, and the next thing I knew he slipped away and went to pit. Have you lost a few guys from that first incident?
A couple of guys had incidents. It was Peter Murray as well, it was Jean de Toy, but they're still in the race, so everyone kept going. JP Sellers also went off and carried on going, so everyone's still in the race, still 13 drivers.
Okay. Fantastic, man. Yeah, it's, I must say, it's quite a thing keeping this Radical on the road. It looks a lot easier than it is, because it's super fast, super light, and the brakes are not supercar brakes, but this thing moves at supercar pace. So, well, that's at least what, maybe that's just me coming from hard factor as well, adjusting to the different brakes and the different simulators.
It could also just be the power to weight ratio, as you see running slightly wide there.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to put you back into our other channel.
Dennis,
Yes.
when you put me, yeah, there we go. Because otherwise I just hear your commentary and I lose it. Oh, can I just keep it together?
Let us.
John the toy is now behind me, and there's only 10 seconds in it, so that's going to be close.
All right, we'll move you over. We'll let you concentrate. I'm going to drop you back to the other channel with the other guys. We'll catch you just now. All right, nice to get a bit of inside driver information there. So Julian having a real handful of a time keeping the car on the road, but nice to see he's in 4th place at the moment, so a nice drive there. Like he said, kind of gifted it at the start, but you know, racing is sometimes just like that. You have a bit of luck, it goes in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. If you take the win, as they say, you take the wins when you get them, and that certainly is a win for him, getting up to 4th place. So Yonder Dippenaar currently in 6th place, so he's worked his way up there. Jean de Toy is in 5th place, also worked his way up as we were talking about earlier. And like Julian was saying, he was 10 seconds behind him, but that gap has come down to about 5 seconds. So I think Julian needs to keep an eye out, because Jean-Andre is definitely catching. And Yondra is only 1.3 seconds behind Jean-Andre, so very, very close between 5th and 6th place at the moment. And Richard not too far back, and Rian van der Westhuizen also not too far back from that. Then there's a bit of a gap to Andre Hildebrand, who's got Peter Murray for company. Peter Murray is within a second of him at the moment. And then Peter Geldernees, I'm very surprised Peter Geldernees is so far down. He's definitely got good pace in him. Last round he just didn't seem to show it. This round he hasn't had it, so also I guess one of those drivers just doesn't have a chance with load shedding, maybe just at the wrong times when he needs to practice he has load shedding. As we're seeing Adrian Nel, so the gap between Adrian Nel and Walter Dippenaar currently 2.1 seconds, and Sean Olivier in 3rd place. So Sean was not looking so comfortable in qualifying, having only qualified 5th, but yet has somehow managed to salvage 3rd place in this race, so a good salvage by him. Going to do his championship a lot of good. Just going to do a quick YouTube chat, no more new comments, so hopefully everything is all sounding good. Right, let's go and see, what do we have currently. Let's see if I can find the onboard shot of the battle we are currently watching. And we can go to a, of course now the camera would change, but we have a nice battle with Peter Murray at the moment, so I'm going to put that on screen anyway. So we have the dual view top right, we have Peter Murray there, so we can see the battle, and that of course is Andre Hildebrand directly in front of him. So a nice battle there. Bottom left we are currently seeing Adrian Nel in 2nd place, chasing down Walter Dippenaar in 1st place. So once again, remember this stream is sponsored by Alwin Automotive Glass. If you have any automotive glass requirements, you can head over to www.alwin.co.za. Give Hilke a shout, and I'm sure he can assist you in any of your automotive glass requirements. And also thanks to all the sponsors that have made our dual view possible. We don't thank them often enough, but yeah, they've been very gracious in helping us with hardware, which we will continue to use for hopefully a long time into the future, and get good shots like these of different incidents. At the moment we're seeing Peter Murray top right and bottom left, so top right onboard, bottom left we have trackside camera. We can see just how close it is. The onboard looks slightly further with a more fish-eyed view. You think, okay, he's got a bit more time to gain, but the trackside view you can realize he's actually right there with him. And you can see Andre already taking a slightly wide exit there through the corner there just to defend slightly, not leaving the door open for any late lunge. So defending really nicely, and off in the distance we see just in front of them Rian van der Westhuizen, and I believe it's Richardson is. So no Harvey Coast tonight, but we do have Harvey Coast's car tonight. And no Donnie Standard tonight either, so missing the two of them. Right, so Peter Murray getting a bit closer. Andre's going to have to be looking in his rear view mirrors quite a lot. Alright, so perhaps in the meantime I'm going to get another view ready for us. It looks like it's getting really close at the moment, so perhaps I should... Oh, on the bottom left we see Jean Toy losing it. But on the top we see, oh, the Peter Murray battle with Andre Hildebrand getting closer and closer. These two are really having good dice at the moment. It just goes to show, you know, the dices don't always, the best races don't always happen at the front of the field. These guys are having a great battle at the moment. This is what makes racing so exciting. It's the battles throughout the field, the challenges and the fighting for positions, even if it's a lower position. That's what makes racing fun, is driving the car to your limits around other drivers doing the same thing. Right, so getting, Jean de Toy seems to be struggling with the car being very, very loose. I'm not sure what he's done setup wise, but perhaps he's taken a bit too much wiggle from the rear, maybe stiffened up the suspension on the rear too much. The rear is definitely all over the show. Oh, Peter Murray getting a little wrong. Having to take to the escape road. That was a close one. Oh, and into the barrier. That didn't go very well. That's a bit of a shame for Peter. He was having such a good battle there. I'm sure though that Andre Hildebrand is breathing a sigh of relief there, because he was definitely under some serious threat for Peter Murray. But Peter Calvinus has also been catching slowly, so he's also not too far back from Andre Hildebrand. So maybe that's a driver who we should be keeping an eye on at the moment. So that's something I will do, is go try find Peter, and we can see he is. I'm going to just transition to him in a moment, but Peter is actually closing, and that's the gap, Peter to Andre, so he was right there with him. So it would have been a nice three-way battle if it wasn't for Peter going off. Right, so let's jump back to this battle. We have Richard here, and we have, I believe it's Jean de Toy in front of Richard. So 4 minutes left to go, the time is flying. 4 minutes to go. Wilbur Dippenaar with a 1.5 second gap. So the gap had actually come down to 1.4 briefly there. So Adrian still in the fight, hanging in there with a couple of laps to go. Sean Olivier 10 seconds back, also doing good. Oh, it looks like is that Andre Hildebrand? No, I don't think it was. It was indeed Andre Hildebrand having a spin there. So Andre not having a good race at the moment, although he's currently in provisional pole position for race 2 if he finishes where he is. Peter Murray will be kicking himself. He's just away, probably about a second and a third behind pole position at the moment. So that's something that Peter Murray should maybe be focusing on, is if he can get 10th place now, then that's pole position for race 2. Right, so let's see if we can find one of the other battles on track at the moment. We have Richard Cilliers that is currently on track on screen. You can see his onboard shot as well. And just below that we have the Andre Dippenaar battle going on there, which I believe is with Julian, as we see a pass being done there. A nice move there by Andre. Alright, so the battle is on between the two of them. But Julian getting really sideways. So Julian is definitely fighting these cars as hard as he can. So it looks like Yandre is pulling away now. So I believe the car next up is going to be Jean-Andre de Toy. So I want to see if I can find him, and then we can catch up. Then we see JP unfortunately running off from one of the other shots. Let's see if I can find Jean-Andre. I'm sure he'll be catching up right in a moment. Just mumbling my words here. Sorry, I was going to say right in a moment as I saw Julian going off there. But Jean-Andre definitely getting very, very sideways. But there seems to be lots of guys making mistakes at the moment. So all kinds of mistakes happening throughout the field at the moment. So just over 2 seconds between Jean-Andre and Yandre. Yandre just up ahead in 4th place. So Yandre just proving that even when you have bad starts, it's worth sticking it out. He's gone down the field, I believe it was to 9th place, and he's worked his way back up to 4th place. So a nice comeback drive for Yandre. Should get a good result overall with a 4th place. So to show how the top 3 will do in the next race, but yeah, Yandre doing very good in 4th place at the moment. So Adrian now also closing in a lot at the moment to Wilbur Dippenaar, so I'm going to get that up, so we're watching a little bit too long on genre there, sorry about that. Let's see if we can find perhaps Adrian now, because this is the battle at the moment for the lead. So we can do a... Perhaps we can go single screen just to see how the battle is unfolding. There's Adrian now, gap now 6/10, so he's slowly been catching back up to Wilro. So Wilro had pulled the pin, but then Adrian had obviously been pacing himself, and towards the end he's got a second win is now 0.5 of a second, so definitely catching pretty quickly now. As we see them in both camera shots now. I'm not too sure if the slipstream, I know some of the drivers are saying the slipstream doesn't seem to make a difference, but in the bird's eye view it seemed like it did. The drivers, oh, I don't fighting the car heavily there, lots of laps a lot, and to keep the car facing in the right direction at least. And a nice amount of curb, keeping the car nice and smooth through there. Turning in nice and early. I think a little bit of oversteer on the exit. Gap is still roughly 5/10, actually just up to 6/10, so different parts of the track, the gap fluctuates slightly, so it's this lap plus one more lap until the end. So Adrian is going to have to put his final push in now, as will Wilro, to defend from Adrian. While this is happening, we still have some other battles going on throughout the field. But at the moment, I believe this is the closest battle. The second closest is probably between 4th and 5th. Strange seeing the same shot in both cameras there. Oh, that was lucky. One car slowing on the exit and the other one almost running wide into him. So that's the battle that I had missed, which is actually between Julian and Rian van der Westhuizen for 6th place, or for 7th place. And we can perhaps transition to that one so we can actually keep an eye on it as well, as the camera is currently just showing the Adrian now. Wilro Dippenaar is there now on their final lap. Right, now we're seeing Julian having a look at Rian van der Westhuizen. I'm sure Rian is going to be defending for all his worth. I'm going to see if I can find us a different view. So perhaps we can look back from Wilro's car as we're looking forward from Adrian now on the bottom left. Now we're seeing the Julian battle, so lots of battles happening at the moment. I believe they will now be starting their next lap, their final lap. The leaders are halfway around the lap already. Nice amount of curb. Ooh, not sure what happened with Adrian there. It looked like there was a little bit of lag spike. His car suddenly jumped, and then the car was all over the show. Losing a lot of time there, so yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. Alright, so Wilro Dippenaar about to come across the line. We'll take race one. Race 1 victory from Adrian now. Let's see if I can find perhaps. I know there was another battle, I just can't find it at the moment. Perhaps I can get to it now. It's with Julian and Rian van der Westhuizen. I have actually managed to find it, so here we go. This is the battle for 7th place. With Julian trying everything he can at the moment to get past. All the other drivers are crossing the line, so we have Shaun Clarke in third, John Dippenar in fourth, Richard Cilliers in fifth, John Toy in sixth. Perhaps I should show it like that. I'm just focusing so much on this because this is really, really close. Right, here comes Rian van der Vestes, and he's going to definitely defend the position and not be able to be passed by Julian. And then we have Peter Feldenes. And then Andre Hildebrandt. And then Peter Murray. Not sure why it's showing Rian van der Vestes in a lap down suddenly. That is very odd. Maybe he had a penalty that didn't serve and the server has now given it to him, I'm not sure. Alright, as we have Peter Murray crossing the line, then it'll be JP Cilliers, and then, according to this, Rian van der Vestes, no, sorry, Rudy van der Vestes, and I'm getting the two mixed up again.
Well, it could have gone so well for me.
It could have. Sorry about that, Julian. You were having quite a good battle there with Rian towards the end as well.
If I just had one or two more laps, I'm sure I could have taken him. But yeah, I'm glad he came out ahead there. And I just also wanted to shout out Gavi because I'm using his livery. I just wanted to do that before I forget.
All right, we're going to jump to an ad break. We'll be back shortly. Right, welcome back everybody. We are live for the Sim Experience 2023 Alwin Radical Cup Round 2, or Round 5, Race 2, coming to you live from Imola, Emilia-Romagna in Italy. I'm your commentator Dennis Mitchell, and I'll be joined once again from a live driving perspective with Julian Brain. So, Julian, welcome again for Race 2.
Hi everybody, thank you very much. I'm sitting here P3 on the grid if I'm not mistaken. 10 seconds to 15 seconds to go. And just once again, a shout out to Gavi for letting me use his livery. And the race is about to get underway.
Oh, a bit of smoke from Andre Hildebrandt's car there. While we're getting all these other weird server things. Just looking back
Bit of a
from...
contact there behind me.
Yeah.
As I make my way through turn 2, luckily clean. We're safely through.
Not sure why we're getting people voting during the server, but that's not on. Alright, good start with the looks of things for everyone. Apologies for the broadcast things on the top. Alright, so good start so far.
Das ist Wohlers vanaf. I can't even challenge him on the up here. I just need to let him go. And that beautiful Red Bull livery of his. As he's probably going to make his way up the inside of Andre Hildebrandt now as well. 2 for 1, maybe. No, not so quick. Not that fast.
And right behind you, you got Adrian now. He's just had a slight tap there from, I believe, it's Shaun Clarke. And Jean de Toy looks like he might have got past Shaun Clarke there. Bernd van der Vester has just joined, so he unfortunately had a bit of a disconnect. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's back in. So Julian, you're currently in 3rd place. You're within a second of the leader. You've got Adrian now right on your tail.
And I made an unfortunate contact there with Adrian.
Oh, Adrian's on your left, and you've got a car on your right. You're in the 3-way sandwich here. In the middle car on your left is Adrian now. Car on your right is Andre Hildebrandt. Oh, contact.
Was there someone on my
Yes, there was
there? I
Adrian
didn't even
now.
see that. Oh, wow. Let's see if we can... Wow. Real close battles here in this Radical. I must say it makes for some exciting racing. I've already lost a few positions here, as I'm still stuck behind Andre Hildebrandt. Me and him are fairly similar in pace as he slips out just in front of me. Unfortunate there for him.
Yeah, unfortunately he's gone off into the barrier. He seems to be struggling a lot with these cars though.
I almost think it's best for me to just let these guys through. They are so quick.
And someone's just
I'm
passing you at the moment.
Into some kind of trouble here if I decide to challenge anybody, but I wouldn't mind trying to stick with them. So I think Shaun might think I'm trying to make a dive up the inside of him here, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna hang tight and see if I can stick with this pack.
Of course, right behind you.
Me.
Yeah, he's right behind you.
Yandere, but we know Yandere's a very clean driver, so I'm not scared of anything untoward from his side. But I seem to have found a quicker way through there.
Oh, very sideways there. He's on your inside, on your inside and your right.
Yeah, he's on my right hand side. So I've got a spotter here now as well. This is amazing.
Alright, pulling in nicely behind him there. Perhaps we can go to a slightly different view. As we see you coming down the straight now, tucked in behind Andre Dippenaar. Looks like
Catching a bit of a slip, hopefully.
It looks like it, yeah, you're catching.
It doesn't feel like it that much, but I can feel it's working ever so slightly. He's not close enough to Andre up ahead. Oh, he's actually his partner.
Keeping the curbs nicely there.
This has kept me in touch with them.
That was close. I believe it was Adrian Nel.
Adrian's come off there, unfortunate. Slowly lose touch from John there and Shaun Clarke ahead of me.
Alright, well while you're hopefully going to find touch again, I'm going to jump to other drivers. So I'm just going to drop you into the other channel for a moment. So we don't put each other off. So I'm going to see if I can find Jean de Toy, because he's looking like he's on the attack at the moment. I believe that's... Who's that? JP in front of him? No? Peter Geldernes. I was finding a car is quite difficult in Assetto Corsa, the way the camera controls work. Top right we can now see Jean de Toy. He's got Peter Geldernes in his sights. On the bottom we can see Andre Dippenaar, who has Shaun Clarke in his sights, and Andre Nel behind him, sorry, Julian behind him. Julian in 4th place, Andre Nel in 5th place after that mistake earlier. I'm not sure if he's spun or made contact, but definitely coming off second base from whatever happened. So a couple of close battles here as we see both shots. Jean de Toy nicely over the curbs there. I'm not sure where Morne de Toy is. It would be nice to have Morne joining us tonight as well. Nicely over the curbs there, using all the curb. Nice wide entry. Bit squirrely on the exit, just after the apex, getting on the throttle and the back end coming around a bit. Alright, and here we have Andre Dippenaar once again chasing down Shaun Clarke, who is our current championship leader. And just in the background we see Adrian now has got past Julian again. So Adrian in a bit of a recovery drive at the moment. So about a second behind Yondre at the moment, so I think he'll be able to maybe catch, because he certainly has the pace. And that means he could probably catch and maybe even pass Yondre and Shaun. With just under 13 minutes to go, that's definitely possible with his pace. It looks like Wilro is going to do the double. It looks like he's got the pace and at the moment track position to just clear out. The guys behind him are squabbling, it's just making it easier for him to pull away. Andre Hildebrand currently in 10th place, fighting Peter Murray once again, as they did in race 2. Sorry, in race 1. We are in race 2 at the moment. Alright, hopefully everything's coming through alright on the YouTube channel at the moment. We had some technical issues before the stream, thanks to load shedding, and seem to have got everything running okay. We don't have any drop frames, so that is good. Anyone that does streaming, you would know that you have these occasional weird gremlins that step in, and they always seem to catch you at just the wrong moment. No matter how much you prepare for them, they seem to always happen just at that moment where you don't think they will. Tonight was one of those nights, but we managed to get around it and everything is running nice and smooth. As we're watching a nice close battle here at the moment. Yonder is all over the back of Shaun, and Adrian is right behind him at the moment, so this is getting really, really close. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we should be on board with Adrian now, so he can see the as we see Shaun Clarke now going off. I believe that was Shaun. So currently we have Adrian now right behind Andre Dippenaar. On the bottom we're still watching the Peter Murray Andre Hildebrand battle, which is short places I think. No, I think they're the same. I think they were the same positions, 9th and 10th. So Adrian getting closer to Andre. Attacking the curbs quite nice, quite aggressively but quite smoothly. At the bottom we now have, it looks like Julian attacking Shaun Clarke, so I'm not sure. Shaun Clarke having a bit of a hard time at the moment. And it's strange because he was definitely our strongest driver for the first half of the season, but he seems to have lost his rhythm slightly. Andre Dippenaar now getting past Adrian. Again, the placings are changing there. Adrian was briefly passed and then Andre back passed again. Ooh, Andre getting a bit wide there onto the AstroTurf. That's definitely dangerous because these cars will slide when you get off the AstroTurf. Any cars in this sim actually. AstroTurf is just extremely slippery. The driver's taking lots and lots of curb, managing to keep the car going straight. As we see Julian under increasingly more and more threats at the moment from Peter Geldernees. Ooh, getting really wide there, passed by Peter, passed by Jean-Andre. Adrian still challenging but not close enough to Jean-Andre. So Jean-Andre quite good in his defenses, seems to have broken Adrian's rhythm a bit. Now Adrian will start to catch again. So let's see if we can find someone else perhaps. It seems like that is the closest battle. Possibly the Jean de Toy battle might be the next closest one, which is this battle here, Jean and Peter Geldernees. It's also right there with him at the moment. Nice close battle here. Battle for the lead, nice and close. The battle between these two, nice and close. We have several battles in the field, and we see Julian unfortunately going backwards in the field, and now down to 8th place, so I believe we would have made another mistake by the looks of it. Jean looking really nice and composed here, nice and smooth. Definitely got a bit of line there, he's going to carry the momentum. Although he's on the outside now, will he be able to do the cutback? I think he's too far alongside to do a cutback, but he might try something different. Whoa, what happened there? It almost looked like he got a knock there from someone. But I don't believe there's anyone else around, but it just looked like the car suddenly got a knock. So that is a bit of an odd one. Internet gremlins can sometimes play its part, and that looked like something fishy happened there. Right, the Adrian Nel and Jean-Andre Dippenaar battle continues. I guess this is personal pride amongst the PZN drivers. Beating each other is definitely something they want to brag about tomorrow. So Woolro's got the bragging rights at the moment from Jean-Andre Dippenaar and Adrian Nel, although that's just for this race, but overall I think Woolro's got the bragging rights for the night. I'm just adjusting my microphone so hopefully I sound okay, so I can sit a little bit more comfortable. Oh, lots of curb there. I believe as long as you have tires touching the red and white curbs, the game doesn't complain. You can actually cut that chicane quite a lot legally within the game and still keep some tires on the curb, and therefore you're seen as being on the track. So Richard Siller is right behind Jean-Louis de Toy. Good drive for Richard actually. Unfortunately the results aren't reflecting, but his pace is not too bad. Jean-Louis was also fairly quick in these cars. Definitely not showing the same pace that he showed in the R-Factor titles we've been driving. Pretty much every title he's driven in R-Factor, Jean-Louis has been very quick. Hasn't been having the luck in the BMWs, but he's been quick in them. He's definitely very quick in the British touring cars. Right, Andre now mounting his challenge once again. Very, very close now to Andre. Let's see if we can get a bit of a picture from it. There it comes. Oh, a bit of momentum there, but unfortunately couldn't get past. Definitely carried a lot more momentum to the corner there. Andre running slightly wide there, but managing to keep his momentum. Also, once again, his AstroTurf there that you have to be very careful of. The penalty system in Assetto Corsa works very different to R-Factor. So in R-Factor, another bit of a weird glitch there. In R-Factor, you get penalty points for taking too many off-track excursions, and if you have too many points pulled up, then you get a drive-through penalty. Yeah, I think you only get 3 warnings and then you'll get a drive-through penalty. Looks like a little bit of lag happening there with... I'm not sure if it's Adrian or if it was Andre. It looks like Adrian is jumping around on track slightly. But no, we're right up with Andre. And alongside, is he passed? He is. Nicely done. Made that look quite easy. Alright, so Andre now has to be fighting to get back past. It looks like Andre's got the pace at the moment. Let's see now that he's passed if his pace will increase. If Andre can actually hang in there. Looks like he's already pulling away from Andre. Incredibly close between them at the moment. Andre definitely more committed on the brakes, diving in on the brakes. I'll show this for you so we can see both. Battle for 8th place between Julian and Andre Hildebrand, and the battle for 1st place, sorry, 2nd place between Adrian Nel and Andre Dippenaar. Now will be a good time to bring Julian back in. We can maybe get some more commentary from Julian. So Julian, you're back live. We're going to jump to your car in a minute.
Sorry Andre, I didn't mean to hit you there, bro. I was hoping to beat him on the brakes here going down this hill. I know it's quite early on in there. But hopefully I can get an exit. And I don't using the slip. Just slightly better than me. I'm 0.3 seconds behind him right now as we make our way down the straight. But I'm gaining. Oh, I forgot to change gears. Oh, I would have been right up on him, but I forgot to go to 6th gear. So now it looks like I'm going to have to do it in the last lap.
A nice battle between the two of you again.
Myself seem to be very similarly paced, and I seem to be just a bit quicker into certain sections, but it's difficult to find that space through. Clean space at least. I've already touched it once or twice and backed off as a result.
Wide and loose in the exit.
So in certain sections, I don't want to be too close to him in certain sections. I almost want to be a little bit just off so that I can get my belly down that I know I can get. And that being one of them, but I didn't quite do what I was supposed to do. And this being another section here, because I think I'm faster than you here. Too fast for myself. But then he also
loses it,
made
yeah.
a slip. Peter Kyalami is way too far ahead to catch. Peter Merez just inside. He can, if I make a mistake, he's keeping me very honest here. He sneaks a place. So I'm just gonna try and keep my head down and make it down this last 2 laps. But that just shows you, what a little bit of pressure can do.
It's incredible.
That's what was happening to me when I was running with the pack ahead. That's about a second faster than me. The pressure was just too much. I couldn't keep up at that pace and I cracked and I lost it. And the same goes now with Andre. He's fast, but I think I was consistently able to put that pressure on him. And even though I cracked, so did he.
And you've got Peter Murray chasing you down now as well.
Yeah, Peter Murray seems to have been finding a bit of form now at the end, and he stands a good chance of catching me at the end here. If I'm honest, I just need to be putting a bit of a gap between us now that I've got some clean air. Tiny amount, 2.2. From the 1.5 that it was a few seconds ago. So he must have just had 2 bad corners. I need to watch myself. These are high-speed corners. Just go through safely. Other than that, less incidents from connection issues on the second day, say?
We seem to see a lot of warping with Adrian now. Earlier that actually happened just before he made a pass on Yandre. So there was some big warping actually, but other than that it seems to have been alright.
Yeah, they have put another clean second between myself and Peter Murray behind me.
Alright, so you've
this
definitely...
should be the final lap.
Yes, the leader is on the final lap. I'm going to jump to them. I will jump back to you shortly.
Cool.
Alright, so we have the leaders on the final lap. I'm going to see if I can find some of them. Maybe I can then get some shots of the leaders as we go through everyone. I'll get there eventually. Right. So as we see Audrey now chasing down Andre Dupinov for second place, we have Wilro that's just cleared off in both race 1 and race 2. What a great drive by Wilro tonight. Bringing home his Team Red Bull livery. Alright, so Wilro coming home, taking race 2 and race 1 victory tonight. So that will mean now Andre Dupinov will hold off Adrian now for second place. Adrian taking third place then. Good drive there by Andre. Great comeback drive. Getting second place considering he was down in 7th or 9th place at the start. And we have Shaun Clarke coming across in 4th place. Richard Cillier in 5th place. You see Adrian's car just sitting on the side there. Andre du Toit in 6th place. Peter Kyalami in 7th place. And unfortunately the skins have all got themselves confused, but there's one new driver and that seems to have confused everything. So Peter Kyalami is coming across the line, not in his own car but in someone else's car. That is the safety car he's driving. The screen on the left says it's 7th place, on the right it says 6th place. I believe it is 7th place. Then in 8th place we have Julian Brains, our other commentator for the night. And in 9th place Peter Murray. In 10th place Andre Hildebrandt. In 11th place JP Cillier. And in 12th place Rudy van der Westhuizen. That might have been Rian van der Westhuizen. Actually, a good question. Which Van der Westhuizen is that? It is Rudy van der Westhuizen. Alright, so we are going to jump to an ad break now, and then we'll be back shortly with the top 3 drivers. Right, welcome back everyone. We are joined live with the top 3 drivers. So this is the final completed round 5 from the 2023 Alwin Radical Cup from Imola, Romania, Italy. Butchered that again, sorry about that. But we are joined with the top 3 drivers for the night, which are Wilmer Dippenaar taking the double victory tonight from Adrian Nel and Yandre Dippenaar. So let's start with Wilro. Wilro, that was a fantastic display of overall speed and consistency tonight. Fantastic just to jump in and drive and just dominate the way you did. Did it get it all boring tonight for you?
No, not at all. The first race also made a few mistakes because I was checking the rear view mirror the whole time for Adrian. But overall, yeah, try to be consistent, try to keep the lap times up, but it's not easy. It's a very high pace you have to keep to run, but it was fun.
All right, then, Adrian, you seem to have the pace to challenge tonight, but certainly in race 1, you were pretty close with Wilro, and then at some point made a slight mistake, and then the gap grew up to about 2 seconds. Did you think you had the pace to challenge for the victory in race 2?
I think I had, yes, but I pushed it too hard on the second lap. Wilro made a stunning start. I tried to keep it a bit back. I don't want to cause an incident or anything. So he grew the gap, and then I was starting to push, and then on the second lap I just made a huge mistake coming through the first chicane, lost it, and then I had to fight back. So
yeah, a bit of a shame because it looked like yourself and Wilro were the 2 pace setters, and your pace was very, very close in qualifying.
yeah, the problem with this track is it's hard to put a decent lap together consistently, because you have to ride the curbs to get the pure pace out of it. And if you just catch the curbs incorrectly, then it sends the car to the moon pretty much. So yeah.
All right, and then of course in 3rd place, Yandre, welcome to the podium once again. And of course you're joined by your brother this time, so a nice solid result, and you seem to have a bit of a bad start and incidents and things, but you worked your way back up to the field beautifully in race 2. So a great race and a great finish for the round. How was the round from your point of view?
In this first race, I had a bad start. It rolled on the start, so I had a drive through that I needed to. But I fought back from, I think, 11th place to 4th. And then the second race, also a bad start. I can't seem to get off the line of these cars. And I don't know what happened in front, but eventually I got to second. And then me and Adrian was having a hell of a dash.
Yeah, you had certainly one of the widest cars in the race. You kept him at bay for half the race, so that was brilliant to watch.
Yeah, it is quite difficult. We had a little bit of lag spikes tonight, so I'm not sure what it was, or it's our internet or whatever, but yeah, that made it difficult, but we kept it clean and went for it.
Yeah, talking about the lag spikes, we saw it on display once where it was quite bad. The cars jumped around them, but was it actually putting your drivers off where you had to back off quite a lot?
Yes, it was. The car was then 2 car lengths ahead of you, and the next moment it will be right in front of you. So you never knew where to brake or whatever to do. So it was quite difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, then let's go back to Wilro. Julian, do you want to ask any questions?
No, not particularly. I just wanted to apologize to Adrian. I didn't see you on the left of me there on the second race. We were actually live in commentary at that time. And yeah, Dennis actually mentioned that there was someone on my left, but I thought I was so far left, you must have been completely off the track then. It was Adrian, eh?
Yes, it was, yeah.
I saw the gap and I took the gap, but you tried to close the door quite
I didn't
fast.
actually see, sorry, I didn't actually see that you were that I was focused on the person to the right of me, and the next thing I knew that you were all the way off the track, so I apologize for that. It wasn't intentional.
It's fine. It happens. The car could handle the jumping off to the grass on the left at least.
Okay. I'm glad that worked out.
All right, then let's do our final shout-outs for the night. So, Wilro, any shout-outs from your side, and anyone else, any messages you would like to say or goodbyes?
It's just to everybody that's watching always and trying to enjoy it as well. Everybody that's driving, thanks to everybody. Thanks to you, Dennis, with all the effort that you put into these things. And that's it. That's from my side.
Always a pleasure, and well done, and congratulations. And then,
Thank you.
Adrian, any final words from yourself? Any remarks on the race, or anyone you want to say hello to?
I just want to say thank you to all the viewers usually. Thanks to Water for the good race, Andre for the good racing. I always enjoy it. Got the passion back in a sense for the sim racing. And then thanks to the family and friends that always tune in. I know they don't comment, but I know they're watching. So it's always thanks to them.
Always good to have support. And then, Yandre, any final words from yourself? Any remarks on the race, or any family or friends that you want to shout out?
Yes, I would like to say thank you to PZN Racing Team, all of them that was here tonight. I think we made it like a race. We always practice together, so it's a nice team and we do everything together. Alden, thanks for joining us this late, but were you there? Formula Couriers, thank you to them. Caroline, thank you for always tuning in, supporting us on the stream. Yes, Dennis, and last but not least, thank you to you too.
Always a pleasure. All right, guys. Well, thank you, and well done to all of you, or 3 or 4 of you actually, including Julian in our commentary with us.
I wanted to say thanks, guys, for letting me race this evening, just to spice it up a little bit. I know I didn't belong there. I hope I didn't get anybody's way too long.
You almost added too much masala, just saying.
Almost added too much masala, just about.
But
On
all
the
right,
border.
I'm going to just drop the rest of you out, and I'll say my goodbyes. So thank you, and congratulations once again to you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, Julian, you still here? So
I'm still here with you.
I'm going to say my goodbyes now. So just before we say goodbye, this is the end of the round. So next round, it should be another exciting round. It's going to be, I don't know that the track is going to be quite as fast and exciting. Let's just actually open up what is the next round. So the next round is Barcelona. Now, we're going to be using the MotoGP layout. Now, the reason why we went to the MotoGP layout is it's got that fast flowing corner onto the straight, which means it's going to be a lot more opportunity for slipstreaming, although slipstreaming doesn't seem to be as much of a thing here. But that just means it opens up that part of the track for overtaking, because otherwise Barcelona is in a very high downforce kind of a circuit. Now you're going to compensate. Do you want to go for the long straights and possibly have a pass, or do you want to go for the rest of the track and go for downforce and be faster there where it's harder to pass? So we could see a slight difference in setup choices between the drivers, and it could be quite exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously with the setup being open on the Radical, there is a lot of room for the guys to tweak their setups and get it just right. And that's what I've noticed, and what I heard from a lot of guys with this week's track is that they were struggling to get the setup just right, because Imola obviously being quite a high-paced track with a lot of sharp corners. So
yeah, difficult. And of course on Sunday we're going to have the drivers doing it again in the BMW Cup. So another round of Imola coming up this Sunday. Different sim, of course, but same layout.
Slightly trickier chicane.
Yes. A little bit more curbing. That's sort of more pronounced.
Yeah, no, well, it should be a good weekend of racing. I should actually also have my new rig by the weekend, so hopefully I'll find a bit of pace with my pedals being more fixed than before. And as you know, we're always upgrading our sim rigs. It's just a constant evolution, as it were.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right. So, well, thanks, Julian. I'm going to wrap it up then and say thank you again to Alwin Automotive Glass, to yourself for all your contributions from High Revolution, and all the other drivers that have contributed and made this, what it is. So thanks to everyone. Thanks to you. And hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button. And we will catch you on Sunday then for the, what is that then? The 5th round or the 4th round of the BMW Cup. I'm actually not too sure which round it is. But anyway, we'll catch you on Sunday for the BMW Cup,
yeah,
from Imola. So catch you all then.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, cheers guys.
Bye.